Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we're looking at something a little bit different. This is the Demoniacal Fit Deep Blue. Now, you guys might notice that I don't really review third-party stuff too much, and we're going to have a quick discussion before I get into the review. I don't know what is going on with third-party stuff these days. It's almost like it's just accepted as normal, and there's no issue with that. Transformer stuff has been third-partying it up like crazy for decades now, and they're even being sold at regular retail, third-party things, online retail anyway. So I guess it's just accepted as normal, because third-party is essentially unlicensed copyright infringement type product. So I don't get why that's okay, but it seems to be. It seems that nobody cares. Nobody's getting shut down from doing it anymore, at least not for this IP, not for Dragon Ball, and not for Transformers, and the collectors seem to be okay with it, and in some cases, especially with Transformers, it's like they're making things that we're not getting otherwise. So I don't know what the deal is. I'm still not 100% sold on the idea, but you guys asked me to review this, and they were looking for reviewers, and I said, hey, I'll review it, and they sent it to me. So I'm going to review it, and I'm not going to comment on the ethics of the whole thing. Last thing I'll say about it is people like to liken this sort of thing to custom work. It's not the same thing when you're making one-offs or parts that are accessories for things you have to buy through legitimate channels, that kind of thing. This is an entirely different thing since it is a replacement to the licensed product. So there is a difference there, but I don't know what the deal is, so we're going to review it. So let's go ahead and get them off the stand and take a closer look. Before we get into the actual meat and taters, I'll just take a quick look at the packaging so you guys can see. It is made to look mostly like the event exclusive type SH figure arts. You can see the black grayscale, black and white sort of artwork there. Obviously, his name is Deep Blue for legal purposes, and it says Demoniacal Fit. But the packaging is, as far as quality goes, like print work and everything, it's fine. It's as good as anything else. So, and then like the plastic, it's the same. You can even see like up here, I don't know if you guys will even notice something like this normally, but the way they cut away the corner where the plastic meets the cardboard, that's happening here. Like, it is just like any other standard packaging. Some disclaimer type stuff, but yeah, it's I don't know, the whole third party thing's still confusing to me. Not confusing, it's weird, but yeah, it's as if it's an actual legitimate product. All right, height for this guy to where the top of his head might be under all that hair, about 5 1/4, let's say, roughly, and that's going to make him roughly, I don't know, 13.25 centimeters. Why is Darwin in that position? For another photo I was doing. Okay, so up against the Marvel Legends Darwin, he's about that size. It's all right. So let's move on. First of all, we'll do a question of the day. How do you guys feel about third-party stuff? I'm guessing most consumers just don't care. Like, I don't care. I want the thing. If they make the thing, I'm gonna buy the thing. Don't care about the ethics behind it. That's what I'm guessing most people will say, and that's reasonable enough. It's not up to you to decide what's ethical. It's up to the people making it and the law enforcement people and the people who own the licenses and that kind of thing. So on that, in that sense, I get it, but I don't know how I don't know. Like, add-on parts for sure, I'm all for it. Replacement figures altogether, I don't know. Okay, so let's talk about this. It looks to me like they have somehow either used the original molds, which seems very unlikely, or were able to somehow copy the parts, like making their own molds from existing parts, just like by hand sort of deal. I don't know, but these things are strikingly similar. I could not find my other Vegeta. I'll post the link up there, the one that this body is shared with. It's, as far as I can tell, the same set of parts, although, as you noticed, they're clearly not exactly the same, because you do have QC issue problems that wouldn't be there if they were the exact same parts. Another thing that's an easy giveaway is this ankle on Vegeta, the insert piece, and then even the whole boot is shifted off to the side. It should be facing forward, and it's not, and that's how it was on the original release, the authentic release, as far as I can remember. So I don't know what the deal is with that, but it does appear to at least look exactly like the SH figure arts counterpart for the mold. Obviously, we don't have this exact version of Vegeta from Bandai, but that is an interesting thing to note. So So sculpt wise, it looks just like the SH Figure Arts. So that's that. Now as far as paint goes, they do have this overcoat of slightly pearly blue. It's very faint, but you can most easily notice it across the gray and yellow parts of the armor. I do think we should still have white in that armor, so for like the piping, so that's a little bit of a bummer. But you can see there's a little bit of pearl reflection on there, which is pretty cool because they're going for the super duper blue Vegeta look. Obviously his blue parts are very metallic dark blue, and then the hair is just the absolute most beautiful saturated metallic blue. I love that. As far as cleanliness of the paint job, if you look at the face, it looks as good as anything. It looks as if it's authentic. There are some issues like around the ear, but sad to say, we've been getting problems like that from Bandai for a while now, so it could be a little bit cleaner, but without taking a super close look at this thing, and if you didn't know any better, you would think this was official. They have done a good job producing this to a high level of quality, relatively speaking. It is very good. I think that it looks fantastic. I do think, like I said, we're missing a little bit of paint here, but it looks good. Maybe some more shading throughout, of course, to amp up the whole glowing blue thing, but it does look good. So I'll give the aesthetics an 8 out of 10. It is clean, mostly. The neck is a little questionable, but they nailed the hairline and that kind of thing, so it looks really good. Now, as far as accessories go, we do have the folding arm accessory. I'll put a note in that photo how that works. I haven't tried it yet. We have a total of 4 faces, the neutral one that comes on in the package, the smirking one, the gritting one, and then the yelling one. They look legit. They look really good. We have the whole selection of hands, all the different hands, of course, that's pretty good. And then we get the aura effect, which, as far as I can tell, is somehow, I'm guessing, like they took the existing ones and made molds of them to create this. I don't know how exactly that process works with bootlegs, but these look exactly like the original ones, but it's in the dark blue color and it's done pretty well. I do wish it was actually the new version of the aura effect. That would have been cool, but it is the old one. But it's good. Like, the shading is good, the paint job's good. It's not super smelly or anything like I think I had one that was. Yeah, it's good. Accessories are good. Other than like a blast effect or something like that, it's the usual spread, so 9 out of 10. I can't complain about the accessories provided in the package. We are going to go through articulation. This will be where we find any real major QC problems aside from paint, so let's go ahead and pop the head off and see what we have going on here. It does appear to be just your standard ball hinge. It leans forward and back, no problem. The ball peg at the top seems to work, so the head rotates. I don't know how is this going to be. It rotates in the neck as well, so no QC issues there. The neck is on a ball peg. It barely moves, but that's pretty much standard for SH Figure Arts. So far, it's about on par, I would say. And the plastic feels the same. I mean, give or take, it feels fine. Butterfly joint on this guy, it does barely work. It is moving, but it doesn't come out very far, so the shoulders don't really get any benefit from it. So that's a bit of a bummer, but I think that might be the way it was before. I'm not sure. You can get the arm up to horizontal, but that is about it. Full rotation. So far, no looseness, no problems. Bicep swivel is fine. Double jointed elbow is fine. And the wrist on a little ball hinge appears to be fine. No particular looseness or anything like that. Diaphragm joint on this guy is a hinge and a ball peg. And it seems to work just as well, which is to say not very well, but just as well as the Bandai release. A little bit of side to side, a little bit of rotation, not much going on there. It's not great, but it's okay. At the lower waist, we have another ball peg, which does a forward rotation and leaning. That seems okay. Hips rotate forward and back. They do go all the way back and all the way forward on that side. Let's try this one. All the way back. All the way forward, no looseness. Going out to the side, as far as they can go before these bump into things. This side doesn't quite go as far, it looks like. Maybe that's just the way it's sculpted. But yeah, there's no looseness so far, no problems there. That's alright. Thigh swivel does pop this leg off, but the thigh swivel works. And on this side, it doesn't pop off, and it works. Double jointed knee, which actually matches pretty nicely the hard plastic to that plastic. They did something right. I mean, I don't know if it's painted, Doesn't quite look painted, but maybe they just hit it with that pearl to kind of tie it in. I don't know, but it looks good, and it's functional. No looseness, no problem there. That's all good. And then the ankles are still that horrid double ball peg, which is the way Bandai designed it, and it's just awful. So you can get the foot leaning forward like that, it's terrible, and leaning back like that, it's terrible, and the leg popped off again. But I hate that ankle joint, but it is functional as it was on the original release. Toe hinge, nice and stiff. It's okay. It's as it was before. It could be better, but it's all right. Let's see if it scratched any paint off. Doesn't look like it did. So, articulation seems to be on par with an official release, other than the leg popping off, which is obviously a super annoying thing. I don't know if that'll be a universal thing. It could be just mine, but that is annoying. But other than that, it is as good, it seems, at least within any reasonable margin of error, as the original, as the authentic release of this mold. So I'll give the articulation, not just for being functional, but actually how it works. Let's see, I would go 8. There are some things that definitely could be better, but it should be good enough. And so now it's time for the final verdict. I would say the biggest draw for this guy is the coloration. So the paint job is important. The aura effect is done well. The paint job on the hair is gorgeous. The body has that nice shimmery look to it. Other than, I think the armor should have white lining on it. And obviously you could have more shading all the way around. But I think this is perfectly good. It's as good as anything Bandai releases in terms of looks. We have all kinds of problems with Bandai paint jobs all the time, so yeah, I'm thoroughly satisfied with this. If this was an official release, it would be up there with any other good release from Bandai. So I'm going to give it a final rating of 8 out of 10. There's definitely room for improvement, but it is solid and it looks awesome. And I don't know how to even comment on the ethics of the third-party thing. Maybe it's just acceptable now. I don't know. I have no idea how that's working, why Bandai doesn't care, why Toei Animation doesn't care, why Hasbro doesn't care. I don't get it. I'm thoroughly uninformed as to why the whole third-party thing exists to the degree that it does, but as long as nobody seems to care and customers are getting what they want, then hey, I guess it's fair game, fair play. I don't know, but this is a cool figure. It looks really good. If you were thinking about getting it and you don't care about the ethics, or you do care and you've already decided it's fine, or whatever the case may be, I would recommend it. So there you go. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. And if you haven't subscribed, you might want to. I have new videos almost every single day and thousands already on the channel. So make sure you come back for all of that. And in the meantime, keep collecting.